Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam? I'm back. This is Larry with the Best Credit Repair Channel. Today, we're going to be talking about one of the best credit unions out there. But first, I want to say thank you for all my new subscribers coming out to the channel. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all coming to the channel. Hopefully, the information that I'm providing to y'all will help you get those negative items removed and help build your credit so you can move in a different direction financially. And that's the whole purpose of this channel. But I appreciate y'all. Please like, subscribe, and share this channel. Now let's get into the video. Listen, for the credit union we're going to be talking about is PenFed. They cater to military and government employees, but anybody can join PenFed. There's something else I want to say. A lot of people are opting out. You know, they opting out because people telling them, hey, opt out. It's going to help you with your credit build, getting negative items removed. Listen, if you shouldn't be opting, if you want to do that to start, I don't think it's going to change it because there's certain key indicators that attach you to account, right? All the opting out, all it is doing is just stopping creditors from sending you information. And sometimes that could hurt you because with PenFed, I didn't even apply to PenFed. They sent me an offer, which I ended up taking the offer. I was pre-approved for an offer. So sometimes when y'all opt out of all this stuff, you just stopping banks from sending you an offer that you may be able to prove to get good credit. Or to get a credit card or to whatever. Be careful when you're trying to opt out of all this stuff. I wanted to make note of that before I got into that because there may be credit offers for you that are really good credit offers. And with PenFed, what they sent me, I didn't even apply for it. It was a great offer for my credit. I don't opt out of that stuff. I want people to send me offers for different banks. I don't want that stuff to be limited. So, before you start opting out of everything, please understand you may be hurting yourself, especially if you're in the credit building process, right? So be careful when you're opting out of all of this stuff. So I like PenFed. The one thing I liked about PenFed was I wasn't opt out. They sent me a credit card offer that I approved, and I got a $7,000 credit limit. I was like, okay, that's fine. I have tons of credit. So that was fine. So the thing about PenFed is, listen, and we're going to cover all this. You can have fair credit, good credit, excellent credit, and you can get approved on the different credit products that they have. Now, if you got poor credit or fair credit, you may not get the best credit. You may get the gold card. If you got excellent, you may get the top tier card. But then you can choose what type of card you like. The other thing I liked about PenFed is they had a pre-approval process, right? So you can see if you're going to get pre-approved, which would be a soft pull before you actually apply. Now, remember, once you apply, there will be a hard pull, and the decision could change from being we approved you to not. But at least if you got pre-approved, you have a very good chance of getting a credit card. But we're going to talk about how do you fill out that application? What are the key things you do to make sure you get the biggest credit limit increase based on, your credit report? A lot of things factor into that. And people don't talk about this when they talk about the cards. A lot of things factor. How many cards you opened up in the last 12 months? What are the credit limits on the other card? How much you put down for your annual fees? How much debt are you carrying on your credit report? All those things can factor in what kind of credit limit that you may get. All of it does, So don't think that, you could just go in and you're going to get these high limit credit cards. Yeah, you're going to hear some people talking about it on YouTube and all that, but you don't know what that credit report says. You don't know all that. So I'm going to give you the whole scope, right? So all those things are a factor before you apply for any credit card. With PenFed, they pull from Equifax. Go pull your Equifax credit report from annualcreditreport.com. Go get a full 7-year credit report history. View your credit report. It's free on Annual Credit. Before you even apply, you can pull a free credit report. I think it's every 7 days. pull your Equifax and look over it. Do I need to reduce my utilization? Is my utilization a little bit too high? You know, if you're hovering around 30% utilization, you may get a card, but you may not get a card. So the lower your utilization is, the higher chances and the bigger limits that you can get, along with other factors that we're going to talk about, right? How do you open up a pen? It just take a $5 savings account. But if you open a checking account, there are other benefits that you will receive by opening a checking account, right? The problem is, for all of us, people don't want money going to all these different accounts. I have Navy Federal too. I'm maxed out on Navy Federal cards. My money goes into a Navy Federal account. You know what I mean? So that's where it goes, right? So with some of these other cards, if you don't have built that relationship, they may limit on how much credit they give you. Now, will I start putting money into that account and build a bigger relationship with PenFed? Yes, I absolutely will. But some of the first things, view your credit report. Look over your credit report. Pay attention to your utilization. How much utilization are you carrying? Right? Reduce that utilization if you can. If you're already low, don't worry about it. Your credit report looks good. You don't have any open collection accounts. You don't have any open charge-off accounts, right? All of that stuff will factor if you get approved or not, right? So you want to make sure that you look. I don't have any open collection account. I don't have any charge off. My utilization is low. I'm going to go do a pre-approval. You're most likely going to get the card. So some of the key things that help you get a bigger limit. Strategies I use. So strategies I use is me. If I'm going to add my wife's money onto, I use her income and my income. It all comes into the same house. So I use both of our incomes when I put down what is the income, because they ask you any other income that you can use. I add all of that income in there. So if your wife makes $80,000, you make $80,000, you should be putting down your income is $160,000. Why should you do that? Because they also ask you, are you renting or your mortgage, right? So you don't want to put down your, especially if you have a mortgage, that your mortgage is $1,500 when it's $3,000, because when they pull your credit report gonna say your mortgage is $3,000. That's why you want to combine both people's accounts so you can put down a total amount of the mortgage payment. So another little trick that you may want to do, again, don't open up too many cards in a 12-month period. That could get you denied. It's a process building your credit. A lot of people gonna make it seem like you can just build it overnight and have 10, 15 cards in 12 months. In most cases, that's just not true. You may be able to open so many, you may be able to 5, maybe even 6. But that's, once you start getting to that limit, you got to shut it down. You got to let those cards grow, age, get some age, because every time you open up a new card, you lower your age of history. So you make yourself look like a newer and newer person with credit. You started off with 5 years, you open up all these cards, they're all new, less than 2-3 months old. Now your average age of credit went from 5 years to 2.5 years. So you have to be careful when you're opening up all of these cards, right? So I got my notes right here. You know, I got to keep notes, keep me on track. One or the other these are the cards that they have at PenFed. First, they have the Platinum Visa. No annual fees, 17.99% APR. You get a 15,000 bonus points for when you spend $1,500 in the first 90 days, which could equal out to $127. So that could be, if you spent that $1,500 in 90 days, you're looking to get back, if you maxed out the points, $127.50. That equals up to about basically 85 cents per point. The next one is the Power Cash Reward Card. And it also, when you spend $1,500 in the first 90 days, you get 100 bonus point statement credit, meaning that they're gonna give you $100 on a statement credit after your first 90 days. cash back on all purchases. So when you're making a purchase, cash back. It's a cash word, so cash is going to come back every time you make a purchase. Number 3, the PenFed Gold. It offers 0% APR for the first 15 months. So you got a $7,000 credit card for the first 15 months, you pay no interest on that card. So just make sure you pay that card off. The other great thing about PenFed is they allow you to do 100% cash advance on your card. So if you have a $5,000 card, you actually could take out a cash advance of all $5,000. Navy Federal don't do that. I have a $23,000 credit card with Navy Federal, a $18,000 credit card with Navy Federal, and nope, you cannot take. It's probably, I think on my 23, you only take out maybe $7,000 on that card, cash advance. So with PenFed allows you to take 100% cash advance. So that's a great, and I don't even know any other bank at this time that does that, which makes PenFed so great. The last one is the Pathfinder Reward. It is a travel card with an annual fee, but you spend $3,000 in the first 90 days, you receive 50,000 bonus points that is worth $425, which will basically pay your annual fee. So all these cards are great cards, man. All these cards are really good. My thing is, I'm gonna introduce you, go do your research on the card. But one thing I can tell you, that the pre-approval process, I love that status. More cards should allow people to do a pre-approval to see if they're going to be a pre-approved, so they're not wasting an inquiry and have to go and try to get these inquiries removed off their credit report. More banks should offer that. I think it's a tool that banks should offer to let consumers know, hey, we care about you. We don't want you accumulating a bunch of inquiries. We want you to know, is our bank going to accept you based on your credit or not? And if not, don't waste an inquiry. But that's pretty much it. I don't want to have a long video. PenFed, check it out. Go to their website. See if any of these cards are fit what is best for you. Apply for the cards, pre-approval. And then remember, Equifax is where they pull from. Equifax. So make sure you check out that Equifax report before you apply. Another thing, call the banks if you're going to apply and figure out who they're pulling from. Look at your credit report. Look at your utilization. Look at any other outstanding. You got any negative debt that's outstanding, you need to take care of it. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. I like y'all for hanging out with me. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. My email is up in the messages. It's in the description. If you want to know anything about removing negative items, check out my master dispute package, packed with information. Not none of this cookie cutter stuff. Most of the people, it's dig down deep on best strategies to get stuff removed that actually work. That actually work for everybody. So, but if it don't work, I'm gonna set the platform for you to take them to court because they're not doing the right thing, and we gotta make them do the right thing. So please like, subscribe, share to the channel. And for all y'all, I'm out.